Hello?
Hello, we're on stream. We're panicking.
Oh god, hopefully my mic's okay.
You're kind of quiet right now.
Alright.
That's better. I need to advertise and GetRECt, hopefully, here.
Oh god. I forgot my subscription expired yesterday. I let it go. Hey, 2 months up.
Heck.
Sellout
that's-
time, guys.
This is factually incorrect. Alright. I'm trying to do a couple of things. You can talk if you want to.
Okay.
You're on stream, that's good.
I am, redeeming my Twitch Prime skin shirt after redeeming my Twitch Prime subscription on Middlesticks. Wink, wink. Okay.
So I go.
Shen's the first thing banned? Okay.
Alright, let's do a slightly official introduction. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gold Quarterfinal between Return of the Middlesticks Gold and Yeetus Deletus. This is a rematch from week number 4, where Yeetus took a 2-0. However, ROTM was on a 4-game win streak afterwards, which was cut short by GSM, unfortunately to end the season, but come in with a 6-3 record against the 4-5 of Yeetus Deletus, and I'm pretty excited for this one. I'm just honored to cast another playoff series for GetRECt. My name is Meristematic. My co-caster today is Wing Nation, and this music is too loud, and go ahead and talk, Winged.
I mean, you hopped right in and we're ready to go. First rotation of bans and first picks coming through. You got the Wow, I can't even speak. Mordekaiser and Amumu banned against the Yeetus Deletus, and Shen Ash Volley target against Rodham.
Yeah, so Jin, the first pick, locked up for Frug, and then countered with the Set, which is, very nice flex pick, could go pretty much anywhere, and the Samira for Kokomo Breezy.
Right, really strong, really oppressive AD carry when paired with hard CC, like a Set, like a Leona. Actually kind of too strong, but really fun to play as. Also, I feel like it's one of the only AD carries that does decent into Jhin, and it's more of support diff. But Jhin, really strong first pick, just really strong champion. Gid trying to do his best Hulk impersonation here, locking in himself the Nunu, unless this is a Nunu mid. I don't think I've actually seen Bottom Gold ever play Nunu mid, so I'm just talking on my backside.
Yeah, and as a note, XX Tidarius XX is iSinister. We're going to be referring to him as Sinister throughout the cast as much as we can. Remember to do that. And Leona is perhaps a takeaway from the pairing with Samira, but also does decently with Jhin.
Right, that's a fun lane. I run that all the time. It's also very strong because Leona as a support does a lot of damage, and then I mean, Jhin has utility. Jhin has a lot of damage.
Yeah,
basically pick a target, they die. And only one of Leona's abilities gets blocked by the Blade Whirl from Samira.
Yeah, and then the Vladimir locked in as well. Again, could be a flex top or mid. I don't 100% know these players super well, so I'm not going to stake a claim to either one of those, and we'll head into second ban phase, and we'll see how we need to round this out. We're looking at solo lanes still left open for ROTM, as well as definitely a jungler, and then who knows what for Yeetus.
Right. I was looking back at the previous matchup, and it looks like Vladimir was banned as fifth ban or both of the 2 games against Yeetus Deletus.
So probably happy to get their hands on that one, maybe knowing that it was banned in that last rotation. It'll be Jarvan and Zac, 2 jungle bans, which makes sense, and then Orianna and Ornn taken away as well. And now Yeetus will look to maybe give us some direction for their composition, or maybe they'll pick a jungler and just leave us in the dark.
I mean, nice thing about the draft is everyone is they're locking in a support, probably,
Probably could technically
most
jungle,
likely.
could
Yeah,
technically top, but yeah,
could technically mid.
also true. Yeah, but more than likely support with Samira makes a lot of sense. You can go up, just auto attack somebody with Nautilus, juggle him with Samira. It's pretty disgusting. Um, so RTM has a couple of seconds to think about their counters. It almost certainly means that Vladimir. Oh,
Oh, is there a dodge, or is this the actual serious pick? Because
uh,
I normally, like, assuming that's a set top, again, still flex, but assuming it's a set top, normally Dyslexic locks in a Renekton. That'd be kind of like the obvious go-to pick for him.
yeah, I'm not seeing anybody talking in any particular chat, so that looks like just we're gonna see a Teemo for Dyslexic and then the Nico for Sinister in mid. And yeah, I don't know about a technically blind Teemo. That seems
Right. That
Yeah.
seems off. I don't know if, like, they got trolled and, like, Frugi doesn't own Renekton, or if what the... Okay, so set top.
okay. Yeah, set top, so that's actually a decent matchup for Teemo, and then they're gonna round out their composition with Nidalee, which means that you've got a lot of magic damage through your middle, but with Set and Samira, you'll round out very nicely with your AD. So I very much like Yeetus' composition. For RTM, I'm
A little bit baffled.
a little baffled. Yeah, there's the trades going through, so looks like we'll see Teemo being played by Dyslexic for game number 1. And yeah, no one's typed in like gold chat. There's no direction for a remake, so they
Right,
either
I mean-
messed up and they're going with it, or this was a completely 100% intentional Teemo pick, which would very much surprise me, as I've never seen Dyslexic play Teemo, but
Same, and, like, this is semifinals, you know? Like, sure, you maybe want to pull out something different, try to change it up as you lost 0-2 previously. Oh, look, it was supposed to be Renekton. Well, I mean, exactly. We were exactly right. I mean, that's the expected thing, and then Frugi didn't own Renekton. Okay, so I mean, I hate that I'm right, but I was right.
yeah, well, I mean, so we had an issue like this in one of our gold games. Luckily, not a quarterfinal. I think it was just like a week 8, week 9 matchup, where our support didn't lock anybody, and I got Jarvan top in a really bad matchup.
Right.
If you remember that one, we were able to play that one out. So we'll see if Dyslexic can play out of this hole as well. But yeah, thanks for joining us on the stream, guys. This is the Middlesticks GG stream. We've casted every single game that I've been given this season for all of the ROTM teams. We like to do that, and you know, hopefully a little bit of a draw to come support ROTM and myself. And I lost my train of thought. Yeah, we have a sub button. We have a really cute crow emote. We'll get more. I think we're 4 sub points away from a second emote slot, so that's pretty cool. And I'm done chilling. So let's look at this. Minute 30 left in our spectator delay. What do you do with this team comp for RTM?
So you pretty much have to ignore top because top isn't a champion. I'm sorry, but Teemo just doesn't exist in my world. You and like Nunu, you just like repeat gank mid bot, like early pressure on Vladimir. Vlad has long cooldowns, especially early. His pool's like a 22-24 second cooldown rank 1, and that's what you max last. And maybe it's just a lot of bias and a lot of mid jungle gameplay with having the Nunu in my back pocket. But you get the Nico ahead early, and she runs over the matchup. And if she doesn't get ahead early, then the Vladimir outscales real easily. But I mean, Leona's arguably the strongest support in the game right now. She's avoiding nerfs once again. I mean, I would like to imagine that this is Rodham bot lane favored. They're both strong lanes, but I would imagine just looking at champions on their own, I think Jhin Leona is the stronger pairing. So just have a Nunu support the two, get them both fed, and who cares if top dies? Because Teemo. Shrooms.
So then, if you're Yeetus, if you're Nidalee, what are you looking to really do to make an impact this game?
Well, I mean, normally the idea with Nidalee is, you're power farming, you're getting yourself a lead just from XP and from minions, and then looking to gank. As weird as it sounds, Nidalee has a very strong level 6 power spike, where she actually gets all the extra stats in both human and cougar form. I mean, given that there's... Oh, we got Ignite Grasp Teemo. Oh boy. Oh boy!
The spicy gameplay. I mean, I feel like you kind of need the grasp to help sustain through the lane. Like, I don't know that you can get away with an area against Set. I don't know about the Ignite though. That's
Right, right. That might be a little bit disrespectful. I mean, I guess a Teemo teleport isn't like the most devastating or frightening here, but I was looking at stats for the past couple patches, and at least in like Plat Plus, it's actually a Set favorite matchup. I guess just his base damages are enough that, and then I guess his health regen's enough that just Teemo doesn't matter.
well. Welcome to Summoner's Rift for game number 1. I'm trying to finish my dinner while this is going on. I've got like 3 bites left. Very close. Unlucky. But we've got some League of Legends to cast. On the blue side of the Rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1 is going to be Return of the Middlesticks Gold, the number 3 seed, but at maybe a little bit of a disadvantage with the Teemo top. But on the red side of the Rift, wearing the red health bars, the winners in week number 4 is going to be Yeetus Deletus. So, 5-man stack, headed toward the bottom lane. Do you think they can get anything done here?
Yeah, I mean, they're coming from the blind spot. This is kind of a standard invade that's being picked up. They are going to find the Leona first in this, but they didn't. No one warded or stepped out of the bush.
The ward first goes out and skills into the juggle. The Ignite, it's first blood very quickly. CXG Nipples picks up first blood. I just realized I'm going to have to say that in Big Schlong 44 over and over again tonight. All right, well.
One of those nights.
Nipples picks up first blood and sends Oath back home. Didn't blow his flash, but Ferg did burn his heal during that little engagement.
Alright, I realized I never was able to finish what I was talking about with Nidalee. Looking at like her lanes, like Vlad's not a strong early game laner. Oh, Git just got out here.
Oh, Git, looking at the enemy red buff, gets spotted by Horny Yordle and Big Schlong. Looks like he'll walk out.
Right, that is going to delay his clear time, and he might not get a leash. If he does, he gets a small one from the Teemo. But so, Nidalee, looking at her team, there is not much reliable easy CC for as far as easy to land spears. Set has a bunch of CC, but it's disruptive with the pullback and like the knock or like the showstopper. So like it's realistically just like Nautilus plus the extra juggle from Samira for a reliable, super easy to land spear for her.
Yeah, so Nipples goes back to base after that first blood, buys some boots and a pink ward, which feels very nice. Oh, gonna land that hook through the minions, gets juggled onto Fergie. Samira seems kind of like the kryptonite so far for ROTM. We saw GSM pull it out last week and just dominate a game with it, and Coco Mobrizi already off to a pretty good start on it.
Looking at this top lane, like obviously Teemo's taking a little bit of minion damage, but he already forced the potion out of Horny Yordle. Of course, Set passive regen plus D shield is a lot of sustain.
Yeah, we'll see how well Dyslexic can do. This is, again, not the matchup that he wanted. He wanted Renekton. As you can tell, not a Crocodile instead of B. So at least sticking with the animal theme. But I'm really curious if he'll go for like a pure AP build, if he'll go for some on-hit. You probably have to go on-hit into Set, I imagine.
Right, you'll never burst out a Set, and like...
Oh, gank in mid, gonna force the pool out. Snowball's coming through for the slow. Has to flash the Tangle Barbs, so getting the flash out of mid lane Big Schlong gonna have to be a little bit more respectful at least, especially without his pool for the time being. Ignite coming out from Dyslexic in top lane, just looking for some trade damage onto Horny Yordle. And Alpha Cracker's actually tracked down Gid. The snowballs, the trade, the little heal, but it's not quite enough. Alpha Cracker takes him down, and now CXG Nipples is here, hits the hook onto Tidarius, which is Sinister, excuse me. And Nico will go ahead and run away as bot lane also slides up, maybe looking for that engagement here in the river, but they're going to back off for now.
Right, I mean, good rotation there from the bot lane. For Yeetus, we've got, you can see with the wards, they had the better vision control up there. I don't know if there was just miscommunication. That early control ward paying off there for Nipples.
Yeah, and now, as much as we saw Jin and Leona have a little bit of a shove early, it looks like the lanes kind of equalized and started to shove for Samira and Nautilus. And that's really the lane that I want to watch. I don't care too much about what's going on up here in top lane. Like, ultimately, it feels like unless Horny Yordle gets a gigantic advantage for free, it's just not going to amount to a whole lot up here. It's just going to be some trading. So I really want to focus mostly on this bottom lane because I feel like that'll snowball very quick. But there's the flash knockback into the Haymaker, and Horny Yordle gets the solo kill in the top lane.
Right, I was waiting for you to finish your sentence so I could say I feel like the next time that sets Q's up, the team was just dead, and then Horny I ran him down.
Do you still get credit for the analysis if you do it after the play has happened?
I know.
Asking for a friend.
I want to be a psychic, and/or just the expert on Teemo mechanics, despite never playing the champion.
I mean, he's a highly mechanical champion, honestly. That's
Right.
why he's picked a lot in pro play.
right up there with your Jaces, your Akali's, your Irelias.
Yeah, for sure. Look at the river control right now for Yeetus.
Right.
If nothing else, there's just no vision for RTM. Everybody's going to have to sit underneath their tower, and it opens up Nidalee to be able just to power farm. But a good engagement here in bottom. Fourth shot goes on to Kokomo Breezy. He's burning down to Ignite, but he's going to be able to flash away. Oh, the dancing grenade actually chased him all the way in for the kill, and Frugi will pick up the first kill for RTM of the game.
That's a tragic grenade that you just don't even see on screen. Oh, you need to sidestep these. Oh.
Yeah, Snowball coming up to the top lane for Gid, trying to track down Horny Yordle. Level 6 hit for the set, so this is pretty dangerous. Yeah, going to yeet him back in to Teemo, able to at least avoid that damage. Yordle taken a bit low, but the spear lands onto Gid. Alpha Cracker dashes in. He'll get a Dark Harvest stack for his trouble. Does burn the flash in the process, though. But level 6 is in mid lane, and the Pop Blossom is enough to finish off Big Schlong.
Right, and Sinister has the teleport advantage, opting into TP on the Nico. I think we see him take it pretty much every time he plays that champion. Actually, I think it's more interesting that Vlad has Ignite, but whatever. I got to solo kill mid lane.
Yep, and Snowball rolling back in to top lane. I don't think he's going to be able to do a whole lot here, other than maybe inconvenience Horny Yordle again. Yeah, there we go. Sometimes that mild inconvenience is all you need, though, is Dyslexic's able to get to the minion wave, pick up level 6.
What I want to see is once Good gets like some boots, like he can just lane gig bottom.
Yeah, I think that's the important tipping point. Right now, Alpha Cracker up about 2 to 3 camps, which isn't maybe as far ahead as you'd hope the Nidalee is at this point, but did finish up the challenging smite almost to the Runic Echoes, and that'll be a big tipping point in terms of his clear speed that Nunu really can't keep up with.
Yeah, it seems like Runic for every AP jungler is just like you just like reach the holy point. Like there's nothing greater than completing that one item. Doesn't matter where you're playing like Brand jungle, whether you're playing like the Nidalee here. Sometimes we'd see the Nunu take it.
Yeah, you know, normal junglers like Brand. Not mentioning
Brand Zyra,
Lilia.
Brand Zyra, Teemo. Just pulling out Wildy's champ pool.
Just call the man out. He's not even here. Horny Yordle's going to go ahead and hit the showstopper. Not able to find the Haymaker, though. A little dodge there, and the Toxic Shot going to be enough for the solo kill in top lane, but a lot of trouble in bottom as Yeetus Deletus getting onto Oath and Frugi. But here comes the Snowball to turn that one back around. A big double knockup from the greatest Snowball ever. Gid will find one kill, and the curtains opened up, and it'll be curtains for Nipples as Oath accidentally takes the kill with the W. Alpha Kraka should be able to get away with a little pounce over the wall into the Blast Cone, and the Solar Flare not quite there from Oath.
Sticking around for something.
Yeah, I don't think it can dive here, but that does open up the possibility of that dragon for our team. Looks like they're going to start it up here at 8:42. Not the earliest first dragon by any means, but it'll be nice to get that ocean in their pocket if they're able to secure it. And it looks like Alpha Kraken not going to go ahead and contest, going to farm up his blue buff.
Right, and after that play in the bottom, we're looking about a 500 gold league now back on the side of Frottom.
Yeah, kind of interesting. Dyslexic opted for the Haunting guys first, so is headed for the more like AP burn build rather than a Gnasher's Tooth, which I feel like is just a bigger top lane spike. Teemo expert, by the way, 100% win rate on Teemo, so.
Right, well, I was about to say, you actually have more games coming in on that champ than I do. And, like, I probably would, without knowing what I'm doing, would probably end up going Leandri's into the Gnashers because I feel like Leandri's burn is so annoying on Teemo. If someone steps on the shrimp, just watch them melt. But, I mean, I could totally see Gnashers first.
Gnashers
like
just helps you farm because your base attack speed is actually just the worst. So it's very hard to farm the minions in top lane and also harass. And it opens up the possibility to be able to do both because you have a lot of attack speed. But this is me admitting that I've played more than a handful of games as Teemo. Oh no. But yeah, Dyslexic in the spot Alpha Kraka out on that top Scuttle Crab.
Ooh. So I just saw Black Salt ask whether Teemo is maxing Q or E first, and Teemo's actually maxing Q.
Oh,
which might explain the Leandri's.
Yeah, that definitely explains the Leandri's. Does that work on Zenith Blade?
Yes, that's the one. That's the skill that gets blocked.
Oh, that's disgusting. Anyway, Vlad is just dead again. Gid's gonna pick up that kill, and Big Schlong not respecting the Nunu coming back in, burns his flash and still goes down in the process. Big root up underneath tower, but he's trapped underneath there for forever. Oath is going to go down as a result of this, and Kokomo Breezy able to dash out and pick up that kill on Samira, and that could be a really important tipping point in the bottom lane. Alpha Kraka not able to find the spear, but Gid looking to collapse, hits the trap, but doesn't matter. Alpha Kraka is so low, gets yeeted away, but Gid has already picked up that kill, gets the root onto Horny Yordle. Tidarius is here, and it's Sinister not going to be able to get the double kill as it's actually the absolute zero from Gid. The Nunu is a monster. He's 4-1.
Right. I mean, Gid had a kind of rough early start, but he's clearly making his presence known on the map now, picking up maybe too many kills on the Nunu, but definitely dropping down some bodies. Maybe he just needs to hand over some to his team there. Rift Herald knockdown here in just a second, and then we'll see what plates he gets.
Yeah, so it's still an 800 gold lead. I wouldn't call this comfortable for RRTM by any means because you kind of have the ticking time bomb of having a Teemo on your team compared to somebody useful. I really want to see what Alpha Kraka does because we kind of talked about Nidalee's usefulness coming into mid-game. It feels like if you're snowballing hard, you can build some AP, you're just this gigantic burst threat. But if you're not, you usually want to opt for like a Athene's Unholy Grail and go kind of more of a supportive route. And I want to see where that breakpoint is for Alpha Kraka.
We see the Aether Wisp in his inventory, so for Nidalee, that's probably a Lich Bane.
Yeah. I actually don't know what other items that builds into, I'm going to be entirely honest. But,
Spellbender.
Only? Is there not a support item that uses one?
Twin Shadows.
Okay, Spooky Ghost. Nipples gets engaged on. I don't think this is going to result in a whole lot. Oh, the spear lands onto Oath, but it's another 3v3 here in bottom. Big solar flare, but it is spell shielded away by Kokomo Breezy, but now the re-engage from Oath. The Tangle Barb doesn't connect, but the Pot Blossom does. They tried 1-for-1 so far, but the Facebreaker comes in from Horny Yordle as he's trying to kite back away, and Yeetus will just disengage from this fight. Gid in pursuit along with Tidarius, gets the move speed from the W. They find Horny Yordle. He's still got the W available, trying to get out, but he's going to sacrifice himself to save the rest of his team. The flank from Vladimir not able to result in the kill as Frugi is super low in the back of the pit. The pool into the Tides of Blood. They will trade one back as now Yeetus has recollapsed, and they'll pick up 2 kills with Dyslexic unable to join. All 5 available for Yeetus. Collapse on the 4 from ROTM, and they're going to get a positive trade out of that.
Right. I mean, that's the greed of the Ignite right there. Like, even I was joking about Teemo with Ignite or Teleport doing basically nothing, but Teemo with Teleport would have done something there. That fight was drawn out enough that he could have gotten Shrooms down, just help the team in general. We're seeing like a 1,500 gold lead in the favor of Yeetus Deletus.
Yeah, just a huge swing off of the back of that play, at least in terms of gold. And again, I don't like to bring it up, but you still have a Teemo, so you need that gold lead. You need that stability, because if you're going in even toward mid game, you're behind. Like, let's be honest.
Alpha Cracker's on the wrong side of the map here. Dragon just came up and is still low from the fight, hasn't reset, and is currently clearing Krugs. Like, Rodham could force this win, not get punished.
Yeah, Oath's gonna take kind of a risky little walk into the pit here. If he knew that Nidalee was top, it's not risky, but without that knowledge, this is actually kind of strange. So Gid drops Rift Herald in bottom lane. It's after plates, so doesn't pick up any extra gold. He's using it just to kind of pull Yeetus back down here. Dyslexic has roamed down from top lane, and RTM looks like they're set up for this dragon. They need to pull that trigger before Horny Yordle is able to walk down, if he even wants to. It looks like he just might try to take that tower in top lane. Kind of a strange little play, but it's going to result in a dragon for RTM.
Right? I guess you got Cloud Dragon. The great
Snowball coming in. The Solar Flare going to land onto Samira. Not able to kite away. Oh, finally is, but the Ignite will take... Actually, it was another Dancing Grenade that picks up the kill for Frugi, but the counter here from Alpha Kraken not able to burst out Leona. Another spear going to land, but nobody tanking up quite enough damage. Dyslexic returned to top lane, trying to kite away Horny Yordle, but now that Blade of the Ruin King really going to assist him in being able to chase down that annoying rat. Curtain Call opened up. 1 shot, 2 shots hit, 3 shot misses, and the 4th doesn't really matter, honestly. It's going to hit 3 of 4. It forces them off the tower, which I think is what you're about to say. Another hook lands as Gid gets chunked a little bit. Alpha Kraken didn't have him marked, so he didn't get the full pounce distance. I'm going to ignore this. Give me some analysis while this is happening.
Of the team or the bottom play?
Bottom play.
Okay, I mean, you're right. That's exactly what I was about to say, is that the curtain call turned into a zoning curtain call. Gave Gid some time to slap the tower, and Frugi could have autoed it a little bit sooner to finish it, but I mean, tower did fall.
Yeah, Alpha Kraken looking mid, not able to find the javelin.
Is Alpha Cracker, you have to be careful there. That is, like, yes, Nico's like 1, and 2, but that's kill range for a Nico. Like, if Sinister was a little bit more aggressive, he could have just gotten a kill and walked off.
Yeah, has the Luden's Echo finished up is not a negligible amount of damage by any means. Big Schlong has the Spellbinder, still has his Garage Sale item, his Fiendish Codex for a little bit later on. A couple more important items. You have the Storm Razor finished up for Frugi, as well as the Essence Reaver for Kokomo Breezy. And this looks like a lot of danger for Dyslexic. Teleport going to come in as he's trying to kite this one back out. Drops the Ignite just for a little bit of damage. Sinister not able to find the Tangle Barbs for the Snare, but looking just to auto-attack down Horny Yordle. Doesn't have the W just yet. And now Gid gonna go ahead and drift his Snowball in to get Yeetus to disengage.
Right, I mean, I guess mission accomplished. Their little rat was saved. As Teemo against Set, I feel like you really, really, really need tier 2 boots to help, like, kite and just get away from him. I think neglecting early boots is maybe not a sin. Oh, well, you saw the damage there from just an EQ, and that was a full health Nidalee.
Yeah, now maybe in a little bit of trouble though is Big Schlong drops the Hemo Plague. Flash forward, not able to find that Tides of Blood. Hook doesn't land either from Nipples. Happy feet there from Sinister, but he will finally go down to Big Schlong. And now Gid was trapped on the wrong side, but the curtain call from the side picks up one, picks up two. Huge shots from Frugi. Gid still trying to chase this one down, gets a big heal, but it's not quite enough as Nipples takes him down. Frug is still on the hunt, gets the root onto Nipples, the Ignite ticking him down. Horny Yordle flashes in, looking for the final bit of damage, and the W's enough. He will get the shutdown as Oath and Yordle gonna go ahead and scrap one out while Kokomo Breezy's able to fully push that mid tower in. Oath needs to run away and he gets to get his W back up. Later the Ruined King Croc comes back up, hits the face breaker. The damage isn't quite enough as he's able to sidestep the true damage as Dyslexic collapses. So, Oath able to get out, but what a scrap there in the top lane.
Right, the curtain call last hitting both of those was, I mean, that was got me at kind of at the edge of my seat there. You know, I was talking about those boots on Timo. We're seeing instead the Stinger. Don't like obviously we both agree that Nashor's is a good item. I just don't know if we agree in when he acquires it.
Yeah. So 1,500 gold lead right now for Yeetus. Off of the back of that play, I guess very slightly winning that trade, question mark. I guess it was 3 for 3, so that's even debatable. They got most of the damage on the mid tower, so we'll call it a win. But yeah, really even game so far. Oh, the Tangle Barb's over the wall. How did he know? What did they see? Oath gonna walk in and spot out a couple members of Yeetus, and they'll back out as Dragon's set to spawn here in 20 seconds. Everybody kind of setting up, but Dyslexic's in top lane.
I don't get why. Like, clearly if the call is you're contesting this dragon and or wanting to take it, and you have a 2-0 dragon lead, like, you should have rotated your little Yordle butt over here.
Oath's in a lot of trouble now. Stuck in the pit, uses the solar flare just to try to engage. It's going to start the fight. Timo takes the turret in the top lane, but at what cost here? Frugi kiting out on the top side while the rest of Yeetus look to kind of collapse and all go in together. Kokomo Breezy able to catch out Oath. They'll find one kill to start the fight. Big Schlong is in onto Sinister. He's able to stopwatch out the Pop Blossom from the Nico. Everybody disengages, but it's one pick going the way of Yeetus, and they'll start up this dragon as well. Is Gid gonna go for a steal? I don't see the value in it. He's gonna take the snowball in. Curtain call comes up, but he's not gonna be able to find anything there. Everybody should just disengage for the time being, but that's a huge win for Yeetus as they're able to grab not only the pick on Oath, but also the dragon, and didn't lose their mid lane tower, only the top lane tower for it. And they might even get this mid lane tower off of the back of the play. It doesn't look like it. That minion wave is gonzo.
Right. I mean, and I don't know. I'm at a loss for words for that. Like,
yeah, I mean, you just can't go in and contest without Dyslexic there. You know that they can get 5 there. Especially because Horny Yordle had his TP up. Even if you spot him in a side lane, that's not anything. Anyway, Dyslexic maybe going to look for the 1v1 here onto Samira. I'm not confident in that one, but we're just going to shove waves at each other, it looks like, for a while. Until somebody can pull the trigger. And it looks like it might be mid. Here comes the snowball in, looking for Big Schlong. He dodges out the Zenith Blade and the Happy Feet away from the snowball as well. Gets ripped up by the Tangle Barb's going to take a big chunk of damage from Sinister. That might be enough to get mid lane prio for RTM, but they're not going to step up to the tower just yet because Horny Yordle collapsing from the side.
just thinking a little bit more about.
Oh, well, maybe gonna. Yeah, everybody just kind of hanging out around mid. I'm a little worried for Dyslexic right about now. He's going to get pounced on by Alpha Kraken, forced to flash away. Has the Shroom to try to kite, but gets hit by the Javelin. That should be it for him. Big Schlong finds that kill, and now you've lost that kind of point of pressure in the bottom lane, and all of this should start to dissipate a little bit for RTM, and we'll see Yeetus probably flip back mid-control here.
Alright, I was about to say, like, Rodham, like, obviously unfortunate with the auto lock of the Teemo pick, but they had triple AP topside between the Nunu, Teemo, and Nidalee, but all their money, or like a lot of their kills outside of what Nunu had, was on Jhin. So like everyone's trying to build magic resist just because it's really effective against their team, but then that lets Jhin, who like just become even more of a monster.
Yeah, here comes Nunu, gonna find the knock-up onto Samira. They get the... Oh, actually, a really nicely timed stopwatch from Kokomo Breezy. In comes the Pop Blossom. Big knockups, the disengage from Nipples. They're trying to do anything they can, but Kokomo Breezy gonna fall underneath the tower. Root comes through onto Frugi, as here comes the collapse from Big Schlong. He eliminates the strong member from ROTM. Maybe looking for Gid as well. Sidesteps a Snowball. Throws the Ignite down. Has another Tides of Blood coming up. A big hook from Nipples is gonna find that. I can't say that straight. Damn it. Alpha Cracker is able to track down that kill as Horny Yordle and Dyslexic finally looking on the top side. Root not going to quite land. They're looking for any engagement as the Haymaker comes back through. And Yeetus should be able to finally find this mid tower that we've been looking for.
Well then, the Rodham was a little bit aggressive there with that dive. They didn't juggle tower aggro properly, and somehow Frugi ended up with it. Definitely not who you want with that.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky on that tower aggro. Any highlights? Champion Select was a highlight where we kind of wound up with a troll pick Teemo. And then since then, these fights have been so back and forth. ROTM was getting advantages early, but most of them have been equalized, and now it's just very small incremental advantages for Yeetus have led to now a 3,000 gold lead so far in this game. 1 minute on this next dragon, I think, is going to be a big tipping point for this game. If ROTM can secure it and start looking toward that dragon stack, that'll be very important for them. Is Dyslexic maybe looking for Alpha Cracker here in the jungle, had a couple of shrooms set up, but he'll take a javelin to the face for his trouble.
Looking at the items here, and it looks like Sinister's opting into Leandries as well on the Nico. And like, having multiple Leandries can be inefficient just because it doesn't stack on each other. But like, your Nico and you're against a Vladimir Nidalee Samira set. That just screams Morello to me. Like, I know LS coach will kill me.
Yeah, Gid looking for that. It has a big slow from that Absolute Zero Oath trying to go in. They just don't have the damage with them right now. So this is really dangerous. Trying to turn the Inferno trigger popped for Kokomo Breezy as they're looking to kite this one back out. Big Schlong gets the heal from the Hemo Plague. Teleport coming in from Horny Yordle. The flank set up actually right now by Nipples is kind of strange on the set. But right now, Dragon Pit control going to flip over to Yeetus. Nobody has died yet in the fight, but a lot has been expended. Snowball coming in, not going to find anything just yet as the Dragon finally started up. Curtains opened up for Frugi as he's looking to pelt in some damage. It's almost stolen. It was a good smite from Alpha Cracker. That fourth shot just getting a big chunk, but not able to finish anybody off. And now Yeetus, they'll come out with a second Cloud Dragon in their pocket.
Alright, I mean, that was essentially a 5v4 kind of loss, at least health bar wise, by the Rodham squad. We clearly, yeah, you called out during the initial cast, Oath and Gid went in deep, but that's a Nunu and a Leona going in deep. That's not any damage there. I think the damage was focused on Nipples, who was able to sneak out through the back half.
Yeah, so it's a positional advantage, if nothing else, for Yeetus, and it's just continuing to flex their muscle in their team comp that definitely is more effective the longer this game goes on. Dyslexic's finally finished up that Nashor's Tooth. He's actually a legitimate threat in this side lane now to maybe anybody but Horny Yordle. But we'll see if he gets to kind of swing that and how he's able to fully utilize this Teemo that I'm sure he's very practiced on.
I kind of wish we had like our own caster cams, because I'd see me just dying right now.
Anyway, Alpha Cracker gets spotted out. Tidarius not able to quite find anything. The Pop Blossom doesn't the Blooming Burst doesn't quite connect. A lot of damage finally coming through. Autos, they'll finish off Alpha Kraken. Now in the bottom lane, Set going to go ahead and suplex in the Teemo, but they might have caught Nipples as well. He pops the Gargoyle Stone Plate, trying to kite back away, but a good Zenith Blade from Oath trying to get this stun up. Somehow Teemo has shut down Set in the bottom lane. Inferno Trigger popped, but he'll get stunned out of it. Into the root, into the Pot Blossom. It's a double kill for Ryan Frugi. And Dyslexic died as well to Vladimir. I don't know exactly what happened in the bottom lane, but that's the only win for Yeetus. And now the 4-man squad for RTM going to start up Baron.
Right. Yeetus sent 2 actually down bottom trying to kill Dyslexic, and he was able to pick up a kill out of that. I'd seen him flash into the alcove before the camera flashed back to the fight going mid. So tier 1 bottom going in favor of Yeetus, but at the cost of a couple extra health bars and a Baron. Once again, I mean, this will even the gold up, basically. Actually, if not slightly in favor of Rodham.
Man, this is taking forever. There we go.
Right.
Finally finished up, but now the purple buffs being worn by the members of RTM, still trailing in gold, but we'll see if they can start to push down some of these towers. They don't have the easiest towers left, already, chunked through the outer ring, but we'll see if they can set up some sort of sustained push now. Sending Teemo bottom, looks like Nico top, and the rest of the squad going to go mid. So we're opting for a 1-3-1 setup with the Baron here on this. I was going to make up a spot. Who's the sponsor for the Baron power play? I don't know.
Red Bull.
Red Bull. The Red Bull Baron power play.
Team was resetting again. Huh.
Yeah. He doesn't have. He doesn't have a Baron buff, so he's not actually super important.
Right. I feel like you have the Teemo group then E4-1.
I would agree.
As weird as it is, I hate Teemo grouping, but I just can use the shrooms as like a disengage tool, a resource to kite back to if you do get forced on.
Yeah, our team's playing really, they're super behind right now. They're just using this to shove out waves and farm minions, and they don't need to be doing that. They can pressure, they can actually just siege pretty well with Teemo Jhin if they can set up anywhere. And instead, Yeetus is getting free time to set up some vision around this dragon that's going to spawn here in a minute. It represents soul point for either team. Looking maybe for the engagement here onto Vladimir. Can that snowball fit through the gap? It can. Into the pool. Not going to get the knock up though. And it's successfully kited out now as Horny Yordle and Nipples collapse. Going to go ahead and pop the Nautilus ult. A big face breaker from Horny Yordle. Tries to break out the fight. The Pop Blossom not super huge as Gid's just zoning on the top side of the fight. Oath gets chunked out. He's going to... Oh, it's the Samira that falls first actually. And the fight going the way of RTM as they're looking to collapse. It's a double kill for Dyslexic, but a big haymaker again from Horny Yordle trying to equalize, trying to kite back out, but Frugi says no. The triple kill, it's a full house for Frugi and Dyslexic, and ROTM with their 2 members alive looking to push in mid.
All right, they've got Baron for just a little bit longer. You've got options here. You get tier 2. You have another minion wave arriving right now. Not taking that tower as fast as I was expecting. I guess Jhin problems. So we'll see. Get Inhib or Dragon or both. Death timers are too short. We're probably just the Inhib.
Yeah,
tower.
Looks like Inhib we're gonna head toward the dragon, but I don't know that that's actually the best decision. It might just be the successful counter dragon for Yeetus, but we'll see what they want to do. Kind of interesting, Frugi, rather than heading immediately for that Infinity Edge, has gotten just items. He has the Executioner's Calling plus the Hex Drinker and a BF Sword.
Right, he's been sitting on the... Oh, you can't go back there. He's been sitting on those little components for a while. Since the Nico didn't opt into Morello, he feel like he definitely needs Grievous for sure. It's like I said earlier, there's 4 healing champs against him.
Yeah, but there's the Infinity Edge finished, and now Frugi gonna pop on that Jhin. Dyslexic headed toward a death cap, it looks like. Gets borked down. Horny Yordle trying to find him. Gets knocked into the Shroom. He's got the W available. Going to go ahead and pop it. 609 damage, but the minion wave and the auto attacks from the Teemo are too much as he's able to find the solo kill in top lane.
Dyslexic gets his revenge. Also, he was level 16 versus level 15. The level 16 Shrooms kick.
Oh, no, the Shrooms again. Kokomo, Breezy, and Nipples in trouble as they get shroomed up. Nipples is just kiting, doing something. I'm not really sure. Vladimir from the flank able to eliminate the Teemo. They'll turn that one back around. They finish off Sinister as well. Kokomo Breezy looking to turn the Javelin, not quite there, but look at Gid, look at Frugi in the mid lane. Inferno Trigger popped. It actually isn't doing any damage right there. That's an appropriate emote. They get the inhibitor.
I guess he's dying for the cause, I guess.
Yeah, he stopped the backs. Is Gid and Frugi going to go ahead and pick up another tower for their trouble? They got the mid lane inhibitor while all of this is going on. I don't know that that's worth 3 deaths, but they got it.
Right, gold is essentially even again. We're looking 300-400 gold difference now.
Oh, there's the death cap for Teemo. He's big. News on the other side of the docket, you've got the Bloodthirster now for Kokomo Breezy, which is I don't know if we've talked about the difference between that and Death Stance, but good choice for Kokomo Breezy on the Bloodthirster. 4 big items for Big Schlong. Opting for the Spirit Visage 4th, which is kind of interesting.
You're Vladimir and you're against triple AP. There could be much worse items to take. I don't know if it's the greatest item, but it definitely makes you tankier, you heal more, and it's just as effective against a lot of the Rodham Gold squad.
Yeah, also because your Vladimir gives you a little bit of AP for some reason.
Right, and it's another 10% CDR.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't hate it. Just kind of interesting. Alpha Cracker has gone for the more supportive build, has the Athenes finished up. Ardent would be, a really interesting pickup maybe as his next item. Go ahead and support out the Samira, who has been just on the edge of being able to really pop off on these fights. We haven't seen that big Inferno Trigger hit, but we have seen some nice juggling, some good damage coming out. Just missing that last little maybe bit of tankiness and damage to really pop off in these fights. Gid's going to go ahead and look for an engagement, though. Gets the knock-up, big absolute 0, but he's going to get Showstopper back in as the fight breaks out. The carries from RTM are just knocked up on the bottom side of the fight, not really able to accomplish a whole lot of anything. Jin is going to be the first one to fall. They do trade this one back 1-for-1, but it looks like the fight's going to go very well in favor of Yeetus Deletus. A triple kill for Big Schlong 44 as Gid trying to kite this one out along with Sinister, but I don't think they're really going to be able to find a whole lot. Gid goes down, and Sinister going to go ahead and just cut the minion wave here in mid lane and run off into the jungle. But with the 4-man squad for Yeetus Deletus, they are going to look for the second Baron. Well, 3, I guess, as Horny Yordle's going to go ahead and back.
Right, I mean, that's probably the right call. You don't do it super fast, but you should have the Nautilus tanking, and it'll eventually fall.
Yeah, but that's just a huge fight for Yeetus to go ahead and turn this one back in their favor. They're going to secure the Baron at the end of this one. Eventually, take it to 3 health casually. But, another big gold swing, and now a 3,000 gold lead again for Yeetus Deletus. They have the opportunity now to maybe get some of these free towers, or at least equalize their mid lane that's been constantly pushed in.
Right, Dragon spawning here in 30 seconds. That's soul point for Rodham. They had mid pushed out. They've got the time to set up here. Why is Dyslexic going topside?
I'm not sure about that one. 10 seconds left. It seems like they're just not playing around these dragon timers as well as they need to be. Maybe a catch out here onto Big Schlong. A little bit of damage, chunking him through, but he'll be able to top that one back off thanks to the red buff and the Spirit Visage that he has. RTM still pushing in. They're actually just going to provide a screen, it looks like, for Dyslexic to go ahead and push in the top wave. They need to be careful not to engage then, and instead just try to play the long game here with Yeetus. Maybe look for a steal with Gid, but that would be all I would commit as Teemo continuing to push in. Nobody backing just yet for Yeetus Deletus. Curtain Call coming in. Gid goes in. He finds the smite. Cloud Soul goes to ROTM as the Curtain Call comes over the top. Kokomo Breezy is super low. He's taken down by Oath in the backside of the fight of all people. Teemo is just pushing in the tower right now. This fight doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Ryan Frugi flashes over the wall looking for that last bit of damage. He'll be taken down. Teemo is pushed in. He got the inhibitor. Can Gid and Sinister keep him busy long enough? They're running away. Teemo's on the tower. Horny Yordle was able to get it back. He's going to be forced off of the Nexus tower. They get another inhibitor. They get the Cloud Soul on a steal by Gid Shade Slayer. And ROTM still has a fighting chance, even though they lost the fight as a result of it.
I, I mean, uh, my head hurts. Nice. I don't. I'm assuming it was actually good smite because he came into the pit a little bit late and wasn't in consume range.
Yeah.
Frugi kind of suicided there, trying to help in the fight, flashing over the dragon pit, and then just getting 3-man.
Yeah, I like the look there, but very much a suicide mission for the Jhin. Another shutdown handed over. You can see the gold lead actually extended in favor of Yeetus as a result of that play, but the map pressure right now for ROTM with that inhibitor down in top lane for another couple minutes, we're going to hit this really weird state of the game where we're at 3.5 minutes left on a Baron. You still have a couple of Baron buffs left up for Yeetus, and this is just devolving into a very strange game, as we kind of expected once we saw the Teemo pick. Gid gonna look for an engagement here. They're gonna find the root onto Nipples. Another snare as he flashes forward looking for the absolute zero. Kiting away is Big Schlong. Big knockup, but it's not going to matter as Nautilus is already down. Big Schlong just trying to buy time, but Kokomo Breezy and Alpha Kraka just not here to join the team. It's 2 picks for RTM as they're looking for more. Horny Earl getting tracked down, getting ignited. A couple more auto attacks will finish him off as Dyslexic's poison is more than enough. And now RTM looking for that big death push. They have a minion wave coming. They'll have one in the... Oh, they're not going to have one in the top wave for quite a while. Ooh. As they're able just to flash in and take down Alpha Kraka, or not Alpha Kraka, Kokomo Breezy underneath the tower. Alpha Kraka in trouble as well. He'll fall. It's the Bud Light ace for RTM. And Nexus turrets under fire. I don't think they're going to get up in time. And it's game 1 going to the Teemo and to ROTM.
Oh, that's a banger first game, I guess.
Just really unfortunate the way that it ended, though. You still have the Baron buffs up, but you need everybody pushing together in order to make that worthwhile. And because Alpha Kraka went to top lane, Kokomo Breezy I think just was back in base, maybe respawning, it cost them so much. It just pick after pick after pick, and all of a sudden the game's over.
Look at that post-game damage charts. Teemo did 12k more damage than anyone else on his team.
Look at this graph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with game number 2 between ROTM and Yeetus Deletus. ROTM on match point looking to go to the semifinals and a date with the Get Money boys. So we'll be right back. Oh, whoa, okay. Did you get an invite? Winged, if you're here, you need that invite right now. Winged! Oh no. There we go. Did your font change with this patch?
No.
Mine
That
looks,
happens in a lot of patches, but I don't think it's changed this one.
mine looks really weird to me. At least in chat. Alright, well, no rest for the wicked as we'll get into champion select for game number 2. RTM on match point. They're on red side this time, though. Maybe look for a counter pick for Dyslexic.
Right. I mean, assuming Oath owns all the champions.
So I go.
He was at fault for the last goof up. I mean, we know he's had to move on to multiple new accounts, so he doesn't own them all.
Whew. Well, all right. Let's settle in. So far, bands identical to game number 1. We'll see where we start to deviate. What would you be looking for if you were Yeetus?
The Timo bit. No. On a serious note, like their draft was fine. It just multiple times they just kind of just split up at unnecessary times and lost tempo, especially with like the Baron buff. You don't want to be like farming your jungle at that point.
Yeah.
I think maybe drop the Samira pick. Like, it didn't really exist as a champion.
Yeah, outside of that first blood, a little bit of pressure early on. It didn't seem great. Jhin going to be banned away, so that is our one difference. I don't exactly recall what they left up. Caitlyn, maybe? Was banned?
I don't remember. In their previous clash, Coco Mabrizi played Caitlyn and the Jhin.
Well, there's the Caitlyn. If it wasn't banned, and maybe let through, well, there it is. So, Coco Mabrizi has what seems like a comfort champion for him, and now it'll be up to ROTM to try to counter. The Nunu seems like a good run back. It had a really big impact in game number 1 on that. Got a bunch of kills in mid game. Was a very strong boy and monster.
I wonder what they picked bottom lane into the Caitlyn. Jhin is like... Yep, Ezreal. Answer my question. I was gonna say, Jhin is like the traditional, not necessarily counter, but the champion that can exist and do better than her right now.
Yeah, I think the very traditional counter was Sivir, but she's not really a champion in the meta.
I don't know if she'll be a champion without like a reworker, without being like really overtuned at this point.
Yeah. Or the Ashe was another answer. But anyway, we have Ezreal. Lilia going to be locked in. That was something that I believe was banned in game number 1. So really excited to see Alpha Kraka get his hands on that. And what else do we want to follow up with? It feels like Lilia, at least in less experienced hands, is just a better Nidalee. So
maybe you want to see something a little bit more proactive. Okay, yeah. I was about to say, give us something more proactive for Big Schlong. The Vladimir just takes way too long of a time to scale. Like, mid lane Vladimir, outside of solo queue, isn't much of a pick. It's normally like a top lane pick. It's like mid lane, you just kind of give away all pressure. You don't have nearly like the wave clear that a Nico or Syndra has. So I like this draft so far better.
ooh, but the Galio answer feels pretty good for Sinister. Right now, you're super low damage, so I want to see some sort of damagey top laner. Maybe a Teemo, but maybe not. Maybe like a Gangplank would be something that we've seen Dyslexic play before. But for now, ban phase, going to take out the Garen. Which, no memes, is something that Horny Yordle played both games in their initial meeting and did very well on.
Right, I mean, to be fair, Garen is an annoying champion in lane. He has a lot of damage and is really, really, really easy to execute on.
In more ways.
Hey, never pick a
And
fight
set.
you can't win.
So a set taken away that actually opens up GP, I think. Those two champions, kind of difficult to deal with his GP, but that's me exerting my personal knowledge. Ornn going to be taken away. I actually think you would give them Ornn. Then their team comp just does no damage at any point in the game, but
Right. The only other thing we haven't really talked about or considered, and we haven't really seen him pull it out this year. We just more of like player insight. But Galio is a favorite champion of both. It could be Flex as a support champion. It is obviously it's not as impressive as the old Flash, and clearly now there's a Recon locked in, so we can throw that idea out the window. But Galio support is, I think it's becoming legit. Like I'm seeing more and more play up and high elo of it.
Well, the Ezreal Recon lane, a lot of mobility. Still have that engage potential for Oath, kind of similar to the Leona. I like the pick, but we'll see. Also kind of interesting with the Leona ban, you don't have that kind of traditional counter, but Pantheon also does very well against Recon. If that is a support, could still be a top laner, I guess, technically.
Right. We should expect it support though. Pantheon right now is definitely not a top laner, and Pantheon Caitlyn is a very strong early oppressive lane.
Yeah, so we'll see what this last pick is for Yeetus, and it'll be the Malphite. They were kind of lacking engage. They get that big tanky boy up in the top lane, and it'll be countered? Question mark by Camille.
Yeah, I mean that's not a counter. But clearly that was an insta lock. Like that was clearly planned.
Mm-hmm.
But we both play a fair bit of Camille, and there's a couple of other Camille players in like our Discord. And we were just literally talking about this matchup yesterday or 2 days ago, and like Malphite wins this early. Like Camille needs at least Triforce before she can exist in this matchup.
Yeah, and even then you have to play super hard around your Precision Protocol 2, your true damage. Otherwise, you just actually don't do damage ever to Malphite. That and the attack speed slow is just super annoying. Camille actually kind of relies on that in her trading pattern in order to get a couple of autos in between the queues. This is me being too much of a Camille main, but yeah, you have the Camille Galio combo. You have Camille Galio Nunu even. To further extend that, I like the general like team comp idea for ROTM. I just worry about these individual lane matchups. Syndra gets a pretty good shove on Galio. Malphite, we talked about being a little bit oppressive into Camille. Caitlyn, Pantheon, super strong early on, especially compared to Ezreal, Rakan, who need a little bit of time to come online. You get a lot of space for Lilia to farm, and you have that potential for solo kills and just easy roams for Lilia around the map. I feel like in this game we're kind of reversed of what we saw, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think RTM just kind of needs to hold on and not give up too much in that early game before their champions actually come online.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you look at the Camille, look at the Ezreal. Those are both like 2.5, 3 item spiking champions right now. Like you're the reverse. Instead of being like, oh, I'm on a Teemo ticking time bomb, I'm gonna lose. It's the we're on a we're they're the, like it's Pantheon support. Like you have to wait it out. Scale. With how last game was played out, I don't expect any waiting out. I expect a lot of scrapping again.
Yeah. These two teams do seem very eager to fight each other at pretty much all points. And yeah, even their regular season matchup, we had a 27-14 kill game in 23 minutes, and you had a 38-40 kill game in 40 minutes. So we're going for 2 kills a minute, and we're not stopping. Getting late for us old men here. I had to take a nap so I could stay up late enough. Yeah, it's a best of 3 V.
You have an excuse though, because you have to wake up at like the crack of dark.
Yeah, oh dark 30, 4
right.
a.m. to be specific, but we in it. You know, we're here for all 3 if we need to go that long. But 45 seconds left in the spectator delay. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on our Middlesticks channel. If you don't, please hit the follow button for us, as it just helps us out tremendously, really benefits us. Yeah, also if you had a Prime sub that you did last month, remember to go ahead and redo that, just to make sure you don't lose it. So, whew. Let's look a little bit more at Yeetus' comp. We talked about their early lane pressure. Do you think that, like, 5v5, this is a stronger team comp than ROTMs, or is it just going to kind of depend on skills and how these teams played out?
I feel like in 5v5, yeah, is definitely disfavored in my opinion. You can set up at a turret and seed with like Syndra stun, Caitlyn trapline, Caitlyn harass, and then whenever they get low enough or you're comfortable enough pulling the trigger, you can have a Pantheon juggle tower aggro and you have a Malphite press, or not necessarily point and click, but you know press R, go. With Rodden, like their comp is still lacking some damage. It's not that they don't have damage; it's not a high damage composition, in which you would expect a lot of top lane play, like with the Galio Camille combo, probably with like a lane gank timed at the same time from Nunu trying to snowball that lane, maybe make it playable. Like actual team fight, definitely harder to execute as Rodham just because there's not as much damage. Ezreal outside of the True Shot barrage is mainly single targets and gonna have to try to tear through a Malphite. Have to hit skill shots on a very slippery, annoying deer fawn.
So welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2, match point for Return of the Middlesticks. They're wearing the red health bars on the top side of the rift for game number 2, and on the bottom side of the rift wearing the blue health bars is Yeetus Deletus, as both teams look to stack up, and like two ships passing in the night, they're not going to pass anywhere near each other, which also happens with ships, unfortunately. The ocean's very big, as it turns out. But we're going to get some red side invades for both squads. That was a really convoluted way to talk about naval warfare very quickly.
Alright, since you're resident Camille plus Malphite player,
Oh no,
grasp
don't put that on me.
grasp on Malphite into Camille, yes, no.
It's fine. I would probably prefer Comet, just because it'll like trick your damage into being magic, and then you can go up and punch her, which is very nice. But Grasp is fine. You'll go for some extended trades. You'll hit your Grasp procs. It's not terrible.
Right, I was just curious. I have a singular game of Malphite here on me recently, actually in the top lane.
Oh,
And yes, I picked Malphite.
Did he see them on that red buff? Like, I saw Dyslexic walk in. What knowledge do both of these teams have? Okay, they see. That was very important for Nipples to be able to spot Oath and Fergie going to lane through the tri-bush, so they know that Nunu's on that bottom side. So they know this is just vertical jungling, which we'll see how these gold teams play around vertical jungling, because it's not, the most common thing to happen.
I think Dyslexic did get the spot. I toggled vision to red side only, and they'd seen Lilia. At least you could see her items.
Well, we have a World's Observer over here, so unfortunately missed that one.
At first I thought you were saying I was the world observer. I'm like, hey.
No, me. So Dyslexic hits level 2 first. Gonna go ahead and chunk through Horny Girdle using his passive to pretty decent ability. But yeah, these trades I think would be better for Malphite with the Comet. I'm kind of
Right, like Comet plus like Scorch damage is nothing to joke about early. Oh,
Dyslexic's
Oh,
gonna
that's-
find Alpha Kraka here. The
I
flash
don't
away from Lilia. Dyslexic is in. Oh, no bowling ball. Can they actually finish him off? Cheese Wheel comes through. He flashes forward, hits the E. Oh, why'd he walk back in? Anyway, now Sinister's in a lot of trouble as well. Another couple of abilities going to come out. Meanwhile, Gid's in bottom lane. They find a kill onto Pantheon for some reason. That was very strange. I don't... Okay, so there's a lot to break down there.
Yeah. Run it back. So,
Okay.
So Camille got the early push. We saw that in the decent trade off the level 2 power spike. Goes for the vision, finds a really squishy deer dying to her blue buff, and gets really hype and is like, I'm going in. But just forgot one thing. He's level 2 and doesn't have hook shot. So super overextended, blows his flash chasing a kill, and Malphite responds, and we clearly saw Sinister rotate over trying to save him. probably a misclick from Dyslexic runs him back into the fight again, and both of them lose their lives.
Yeah, so as Sinister, I think you just abandon him at that point, right? Especially with Gid on the bottom side of the rift, which is the part that actually baffles me about all of this, is that Kokomo, Breezy, and Nipples know that Gid's on the bottom side of the rift, and so does Sinister. So, like, there's no reason for Sinister to try to contest in 1v3, 2v3, and there's also no reason for Kokomo, Breezy, and Nipples to be pushed up when Gid can just be there. So, kind of baffling all around, but it's 2-1 in favor of Yeetus Deletus, and their top side of the map is off to a good start.
Right, their Malphite has a Bomby Cinder here, level 3. And I don't think as Camille you can trade into that at any time soon.
Yeah, I kind of wish that he had gone not for Bomby Cinder, but...
Right. Right, I mean, I think we'd both prefer like a Chain Vest in this situation, or even like, I don't, depending on how much money he had, maybe a Ninja Tabi if he had the full, like 1200.
I'm guessing he had just a shade over 900, so it's not like the worst thing, but I probably would have favored Chain Vest and a Pink Ward, personally. Armor is just so oppressive to deal with. You could even go like 2 or 3 cloth armors. Would have been hilarious as well. 3 cloth armors, of course, would be Bramble Vest and then Ninja Tabi. Which means that you just win lane. But now Gid on the top side of the map, looking for the snowball, going to connect onto Horny Yordle. He doesn't have flash because of that earlier play. Dyslexic looking to trade this one back, and it'll be chomped away by Gid. Dyslexic taking a lot of minion damage here, but he's fine. All right.
And appropriate response here from Yeetus, who looking for Dragon. Spotted out though by the Rotom bot lane, and Caitlin's kind of in between stuff, but you can't really. Oh, the Dragon reset.
Oh, yeah, there's finally the smite from Alpha Cracker. So good heads-up play by Yeetus to go ahead and grab that dragon, and then kind of a weird little situation that they found themselves in, but they're able to navigate it just fine and take home their big prize.
4% more armor for Malphite, baby.
Let's go.
Gold's actually dead even, 9.4k right now.
Yeah, it's weird that we get to chill for a change. I guess I'm so used to the non-stop action of last game, but also kind of interesting is this this garbage sale that Dyslexic has in his inventory. He's got the Sapphire Crystal Longsword, 2 Pink Wards combo off of his first back.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to look for the Hextech Ultimatum. They're going to chain it into the Heroic Entrance. Do they actually have the damage to kill Horny Yordle? Get the taunt back in, Winds of War chunking him through. Hookshot should be up soon, but it's going to be the flash in from Sinister and the auto attack for the kill. So the first combo successfully pulled off. It was something where they drafted this before, and we were kind of critical of them not using that combo to its fullest extent. Now, as soon as both of them hit level 6, go ahead and take down the Malphite.
Right, and I mean, good timing with it too, because Malphite was still level 5, could not unstoppable force away after the Hextech Ultimatum dropped.
Yeah, he's actually choosing to save his teleport again, which is kind of interesting. He's going to lose a little bit on this minion wave, but it doesn't hurt him too much to go ahead and hold on to it. So I'm curious to see if they'll make a play toward bottom side here in the next couple of minutes to take advantage of that teleport difference.
Right, that wave actually didn't fully crash. I looked at it. It was actually only the cannon that made it under tower, so he's only gonna miss like the 1 minion.
So not super punished for that death, luckily. We talk a lot about, well, I talk a lot about top lane because I'm stuck up there a percentage of my time. Good knockback from Big Schlong on this. I don't think it should be able to find anything. Although maybe Lily on this side, Alpha Cracker goes in, finds a Dark Harvest stack, but I think that'll be the big prize for this gank. Yeah, not even able to find the Q. Anyway, so top lane, it's not your first death that really matters in top lane. It's once you expend your teleport and then you die again and you lose all of your minions. That's when it really starts to hurt. That's kind of the weird veiled myth of top lane is you can take a solo death. It's kind of whatever. Not as punishing as in mid or bottom lane. It's that second one that kills you. not to say if you're a top laner in my game and I'm not top lane to go ahead and just feed a solo death. Please don't misconstrue that one. But
Run it down, boys. Machine into Malphite. Uh, is this more of a phage first kind of game?
probably. But it seems like this has just been his breakpoints when he's gone back. Unfortunately, like he didn't get anything extra, so I'm assuming he had about 700 gold. And in that case, you finish the chain. This is not great though. Goes in with that Hextech ultimatum, gonna get slept up. Do they actually have the damage to come through? Yes, the flash forward from Alpha Cracker to finish that one off. But he's stuck underneath tower. The Absolute Zero gonna be able to help finish him off as all of the minions had died. And now Horny Yordle and Gid gonna have a big tonk fight. Teleport coming in from Big Schlong. Not gonna be able to turn that one back around. Press X, please. Okay. Fine. Now looking forward. Quickening coming out from Oath. Kokomo Breezy taken pretty low. Comet Spear is the Q. Not really able to connect, but big chunks, big trade in favor of RTM in the bottom lane. But now with both ultimates down, it might be a little bit of trouble as Nipples will hit level 6 here soon.
Well, maybe a little bit desynced on the ultimates there. True Shot Barrage is a lot easier to land when they're CC'd, and both targets were charmed up there. Probably would have been the time to pop bar, but I mean, they're clearly fighting back with just a tier on the Ezreal.
Yeah, kind of interesting that they are winning trades at this particular spot. Like, tier Sapphire Crystal is nothing compared to BF Sword, but yet they're still getting a pretty consistent push here in the bottom lane and have a decent CS lead for Frugi.
There's the Ninja Tab for Malphite.
Hey, he's a tanky boy. Lilia looking for something here in the bottom lane. Doesn't have the sleep available, so I don't think he'll really be able to do a whole lot. And now Gid headed into the bottom lane. Just knows the edge of that range there. Alpha Cracker gets chunked through. Nipples. Oh, the knockback from Big Schlong able to take that one down. Now the ace in the hole, not quite enough, but the ult unleashed power is Sinister trying to get away with the Justice Punch, able to get that little bit of distance, but now the stun coming through from Nipples. They'll sleep him up, knock him back. Horny Yordle gets the kill with the Bomby Cinder proc. Let's go. And now that'll be a dragon for Yeetus Deletus.
Saw Gid lurking, I was like, is he actually about to try to steal this? Oh no. But nah, dragon uncontested, handed over after the one fight.
Oh, Infernal Soul. I was a little worried because we had the same first two dragons that we'd get another Cloud Soul, but Infernal really piques my interest. I like this play though. Get an Oath. Dragon falls. They see that their blue side's getting invaded. Let's just go take Rift Herald. That's fine. That's a good play. I like that.
Right. I do want Gid to drop it like before plates are down. Last game,
Yeah.
got it and just sat on it for too long. Missed plates by like 30 or 40 seconds.
Looks like he might be determined to come up here and do it immediately as Dyslexic goes in. Hits the X-Tech ultimatum onto Horny Yordle. They can't really dive right now. Oh, trying to get that charm just to pull him out from tower, but not quite able to connect with it. They're going to go ahead and drop Rift Herald immediately into top lane. The Ezreal ult just flies by. Tidarius, aka Sinister, lurking along the side. They might look for this 4-man dive onto the Malphite. He's going to go in between the turrets, gets taunted up. Nipples is here. He gets the big double knock-up. They're actually splitting their damage a little bit here. Oath gets chunked through. Is Alpha Cracker able to join? They'll find one, but it's traded back. Now Get in trouble as well. He gets a big heal off of the Devour. The tower's already gone down, so it's a positive play if they can make it out, as Tidarius and Dyslexic still looking for more. Damage going down onto Big Schlong. The Cinder ultimate comes out. Nipples taken super low. It's not enough, though, as Alpha Cracker finds the spins and finds the kills. Double kill for Lilia. That's another really weird play in top lane.
Lilia, 5-1-5 right now, still 100% KP. Gid's not having a bad game by any means. 2-1-3 on the Nunu, but he's still down over 1,000 gold.
Ooh, I get to ban somebody else from the channel. What a great day. Excellent. I don't know why we've been getting spam bots. That's kind of strange. That's 2 of them now. We're shutting them all down. But yeah, Alpha Crack is huge. Like, really huge. Has the finished Runic Echoes, can probably head back. How much is he sitting on?
Fully
2,700!
Fully
okay.
Andres.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you need boots on the. You need boots. Sorks and hunting, guys.
Probably Leandri's, if we're being honest, though. Trinity Force is completed now for Dyslexic. He's actually in a decent spot right now, despite all of the pressure that's been put up on him. And by pressure, I mean Malphite just existing. I don't think he's actually been ganked yet this game.
I mean, he kind of was gonna get ganked and forced himself into a play, like
Yeah.
with the Hex deck, but
He
yeah,
ganked himself.
not an
Yeah,
action.
yeah.
Right.
Oh, Oath finds the knock-up. They're looking for Alpha Cracker. It'd be a big shutdown if they can track it down, but I think he's bit off way more than he can chew. Now going to get slept up, and Big Schlong will take that kill for pretty much free, as now Nipple's looking to join on the side. Justice Punch away. Sinister dodges out with the Proto Belt, and he'll get out to safety. So, yeah, kind of a weird force there from Oath. I wonder if he thought he had more in his back pocket than he did.
I mean, maybe it could have. Like, there was nothing in the area. Like, it looked like he just kind of went for like up. Unfortunately, the Lilia passive just yoinked that red. But it looked like he just went for like, I'm just gonna do damage and be annoying, and then gleep out, and then didn't respect the fact that hey, there's a Syndra right there.
Yeah, and also just the sleep from Lilia. If at any point he gets hit by an ability, he's just in a lot of... I don't know. Weird little play. Sunfire Cape is the choice for Horny Yordle first, which we've talked about a little bit. I'd prefer a Bramble Vest and component. Like, I would actually prefer the garbage build right now than a finished Sunfire Cape, but...
Right, Malphite actually has really good wave clear for a tank after his little mini rework. The auto resets and free Titanic Hydra proc essentially is feels good.
Yeah, and even the like Brambles actually kind of function as wave clear if you take the minion wave, which you can do because you have a Bramble. So anyway, not to continue to harp on it, but you know, Stormrazor finished up for Kokomo Breezy. You're hitting that 2-item spike on Frug as Nipples and Gid just going to exchange pleasantries across a gap. Alpha Kraken comes in, but it'll be a ward swept away. 7 seconds on this dragon is kind of the important point here. And it'd be great if our team could slow down the dragon count, or Yeetus would get to soul point at, 17 minutes, which would set them up for a very early dragon soul. And yeah, all hands on deck here. Dyslexic has teleport available. Back in base looking to join. Bowling ball lands onto Tidarius. He's got the flank ward back behind. He teleports in. Gid gets knocked out. Jumping onto Big Schlong. Big Galio ult gets a huge knockup. Everybody's asleep as the fight is just a mess right now. Frug is in the back really low. Everybody's super low for ROTM, but it's just Kokomo Breezy left alive. He's trying to kite back away. Piltover Peacemaker not able to find it. Triple kill for Dyslexic. They have a collective like 1,000 health across ROTM. This dragon might be the death of them, but ROTM find that fight somehow. Everybody blinking low, still managing to contribute damage. I thought it was going to turn on that Lilia sleep, but it just wasn't quite enough there for Yeetus.
Right. Well, I mean, you that was the first time they've kind of grouped and actually gotten all of their CC combo together with the quickness, with the Galio ult, and all kind of led off by the go button. Actually, I mean, Gid kind of getting denied off the snowball, but that and the Dyslexic teleport onto the Syndra, who was kind of like aggressively denying the engage from Gid. So like, I get the step forward, but you have to respect you're still a Syndra, and there's a lot of go buttons on Rodham.
Yeah, the big point was the quickness coming in along with the big Galio knockup. It was a lot of damage coming through, but I was worried it wasn't quite enough to get through all of the health bars. But Frug was somehow able to survive all of the Lilia and Syndra burst on the backside of the fight, and that was the key during that team fight. Now Alpha Kraka finds Dyslexic. He went Merc Treads and then your Haunting guys, so not the Sork shoes that you mentioned.
Right, no, I mean, this is probably the wiser choice. I'm just, like, I'm AP champion, I go Sork Shoes. That's small mid lane raid.
Yes, damage. Git's going to go ahead and smite away the Scuttle Crab. They're going to try to track down Alpha Kraken. Do they actually have any damage? Doesn't look like it as Big Schlong coming down. Now Horny Yordle and Dyslexic looking to join the fray as well. Dyslexic jumps in. Do they have the damage? Pantheon joins as well with the ultimate. Camille's going to be the first one to fall. This is turning really nicely for Yeetus. Ace in the hole across. Going to land onto Sinister, but he's still full health. Alpha Kraken dances through the fight. Hits the Watch Out Eep. And now there's nowhere to run for this Galio. He's going to eventually fall. It'll be shut down for Kokomo Breezy. And Yeetus Deletus find a big fight near mid lane. They'll grab the second Rift Herald and probably a mid tower for their big objectives.
As Israel, on this particular game, I feel like Triforce is like a must. Yes, the Iceborne helps slow down Lilia and her speed if you ever hit her in the first place. Or I guess right click on her with an auto after casting a spell. But like there's no like I feel like Triforce is just needed to kill people. And I prefer Iceborne on Ezreal. I'm one of the beta players, if you will.
I prefer Triforce in like every situation, so yeah, not great to have the conversation with. But yeah, Tower's still alive here in mid lane. Would have liked Kokomo Breezy to maybe step up, just get one more auto, or somebody else to head up there. Like the Lilia and the Malphite both had the opportunity to walk up and get an auto, but they chose to go to top lane. But regardless, mid lane stands for now, and with Baron spawned, 2 minutes on this Infernal Dragon, gonna be a big couple of minutes here to try to decide the game. As right now about a 700 gold lead for Yeetus Deletus. You have the Lilia, you have the Syndra, very strong, with your bot lane lagging just a little bit behind in terms of gold and kill count right now.
Did you see how much damage that Q did from Syndra onto Frugi?
Yeah.
That I mean, completed Morello, completed Sorks on Big Schlong, kind of laying down the law there. I feel like if Syndra lands a Q while having 7 spheres available off ult, you can one-shot Frugi at this point.
I'm just, how'd they lose that tower? All right, well, I was chuckling to myself because I was about to make a big Schlong joke and then throwing out the Cinder balls with the Schlong. It's great. This is very highbrow humor that we're going for right now.
Right. I mean, we should get congratulations for not doing anything.
Hey, I'm not on the GetRECt stream. They're going to pull the engage. Pantheon's going to fall at the start of this fight. Snowball comes in, going to knock up the Syndra. They're trying to disengage away from Dyslexic. It'll be traded back as Horny Yordle's here. Doesn't have the ult left in the tank. And the dive is, I guess, successful for ROTM, but they lose the bot lane turret because of the Rift Herald drop. They're going to lose another chunk thanks to... the first one's Shelly. This one's Sheila? I think that's correct.
I don't remember the name. Dragon's up in 25.
Yeah, Dragon's up in 25. That's probably more important than Rift Herald name. Oh, it got the second tower.
Dyslexic and Big Schlong both have TP to rejoin for this dragon.
Well, RTM's going to be able to set up first, so we'll see how Yeetus walk in if they're able to pull the trigger. We've seen RTM have a lot of success when they're the ones pulling the trigger. So I want to see them try to continue that, but right now you're missing Hextech Ultimatum, you're missing Heroic Entrance. You just don't have that huge engage option. Meanwhile, a lot of stuff is up. Everything basically except the Unstoppable Force right now for Yeetus, and they're going to walk into the Dragon Pit. This is a dangerous opportunity now. RTM may be looking for this. Nipples just trying to zone away. The Dragon is secured by Lilia, and everybody backs out, probably intelligently for RTM, still missing those big buttons.
It was a little bit weird because like it looked like Radam was positioning for it, and then just gave up all their positioning. Like yeah, they're missing the 2 big ultimates from the Camille Galio, but you still had Nunu ults, which is a relatively large zoning tool, and there's not. I mean, I guess there's some go buttons for Yeetus, but the Malphite, like the easy go button with the tank was on cooldown as well.
Yeah, I think the the biggest thing that they had going for them is that everybody has to group up inside that dragon pit. You can herd them all in there and still just AoE them down eventually. Dyslexics going to jump onto Alpha Cracker. They're going to pull that combo again. Nipples is here just trying to help disengage. Stopwatch is popped for Alpha Cracker, but he's going to get immediately taunted up, and it's a successful kill for Sinister and Dyslexic in the bottom lane. They're going to find the second as well onto Nipples, and now they're going to have bot lane pressure. They're going to have top lane pressure because the other three have gone up there. And this map spreading out looks pretty good for RTM right now.
All right. I mean, it's still a really close game. We're 500 gold apart, 24 minutes in. A lot of back and forth. There's kind of like last game.
Trying to engage on Big Schlong, gets knocked out of it with the... I can't think of
Scatter the weak.
Scatter the weak, yeah, the Cinder E. But now bottom side, Horny Yordle trying to hold against 3. Not the... You know, he's not going to die anytime soon, so I guess it's fine. But now with Lily and Pantheon up, it's going to be the disengage for RTM. They have to be careful. Could get jumped on by the Pantheon. Lily is very fast as well.
Has Pantheon used the Grand Starfall this game?
It was once in that big mid fight that they used. He joined from mid lane, but that's the only time I really remember. Big Schlong gonna take a couple of snowballs. Is that Death Squad just roaming through with RTM? You know, they flipped the gold lead back for themselves, about 200 again. These gold graphs are going to be pretty intense for both of these games this series, but still 2.5 minutes before that Infernal spawns. And Soul, it represents Soul for Yeetus. So Stopwatch finished up, or not Stopwatch, Zanya's Hourglass finished up for Alpha Kraka. You've got the Morellos as well. Do you like the Morellos here for Big Schlong?
Yeah, he's been sitting on that for a while now. We was when we saw him kind of display some damage onto Frugi earlier. As far as like completing the Morello, I don't necessarily.
Oh, the flash forward looking for Oath. They're going to use the Lily ult. Watch out. Not getting the maximum damage, but they're going to blow the Unleashed Power as well. And they'll take down Oath and get some vision control over this Baron. 26 minutes in, they don't do it super fast because Kokomo Breezy isn't, you know, super strong. But they're going to start it up. They've got some tanky members, so they can do this for a while without being too scared. Teleport in from Dyslexic up on the top side. That's going to be the point to look. You have the Camille and the Galio ults as well. Gid goes in, hits the absolute zero. They're going to throw the combo in. It's still 3,000 health on the Baron. 2 kills already for RTM. Frugi finds a triple kill. Finds a quadra kill! Frugi popping off. It's a shutdown for... Or it wasn't a quadra kill, excuse me. Alpha Kraka dances around. He gets the Baron away from ROTM, but he's going to fall. It's the ace for ROTM. Does Frugi live or does he burn down? He finds a fruit and he'll heal back up. So a triple kill for Frugi. Another kill for Dyslexic. An ace for ROTM, but they lose the Baron in the process.
Right, you could almost say like a heroic steal back from Alpha Cracker as there's a nice turn there. But tier 1 was picked up by the minions after Dyslexic teleported into that fight. So, and now tier 2 and Soul Point coming up here in 40 seconds. Rodham needs to get a reset off, get their money spent like ASAP.
Yeah, I wanted to chat very briefly about the Camille build. Has the Ravenous Hydra finished? The more typical thing right now is to sit on Tiamat and then go Death's Dance, but you know, kind of the old school build, I guess, from Dyslexic coming through. You got another Zanya's on the Galio as well. You have the Gargoyle Stone Plate. A lot of tanky items coming through right now for RTM, but they need to run to this dragon right now. Yeetus Deletus is there with 10 seconds left on that spawn. Frugi's still in base, looking to buy another item. And here he comes finally.
Way too much time there.
Well, Yeetus is starting it up right now. 5,000 health. The
It's
RTM
gone.
isn't here. It's gone. Oath goes in. He gets stopped on the outside. They're in.
Camille!
Camille steals it. Dyslexic steals the dragon. But how's this fight going to turn out? Alpha Cracker looking to turn this one back around. They trade 1 for 1. Horny Yordle's in the back of the pit just on Oath. They can't find the taunt onto Kokomo Breezy. But Horny Yordle is going to fall. They're on to Gid. Kokomo Breezy finds that trade kill. 2 for 2 now on this fight. Frugi goes in. Frugi looking for it. Big Schlong into the Zanya's Hourglass, hits another Q. They'll find that kill, but another one traded. Double kill for Kokomo Breezy. The AD carry still alive for Yeetus Deletus. And Pantheon going to go in, hits the chainsaw, looking for Sinister, but he's just going to be able to walk out toward that bottom side. So, Infernal Soul delayed for another 5 minutes off of the steal from Dyslexic, but they lose an extra kill in the process, so slight gold advantage for Yeetus. What a series so far.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you don't know who's gonna. There's never a tell. It's like it's either one throw after another throw, and/or just like one fight for some reason turns on its head. One team decide like Frugi was a little bit late to that fight and was missing the damage early. Uh, I don't know.
So, game still balanced on a knife's edge. 30 minutes in. RTM looking to advance to the semifinals to take on Get Money Boys. Yeetus Deletus trying to hold on to their season and force us to a game number 3. Yeetus looking to control this Baron area currently. About 3 minutes left on the second Baron spawn, which, to recap the last 2 fights, they got a Baron and then got aced. And then on the other side, the steal, but the extra kill going to Yeetus. Stun going to land on Dyslexic. I don't think we're going to... Oh, we're actually going to see the fight break out. Dyslexic goes in, hits the X-Tech ultimatum. They're throwing all the combo. They take down Kokomo Breezy on the backside of that fight. Alpha Crack in trouble as well as he's stuck on the absolute 0. It's a big amount of damage. It's a double kill for Dyslexic, but he's going to fall in the process. Horny Yordle trying to track everybody down at the backside, but there's just no damage left as Big Schlong trying to kite this one out, gets knocked up, gets taunted, gets knocked up again and taken down. ROTM find a fight in the blue side jungle, and they're looking for the ace here as Nipple's going to get slowed up by Gid. There's no extra damage coming through. It's the push in, so this is just delaying the recall. I don't know why this isn't dramatic at all. Let's talk about that fight.
I mean, I think they're ending the game possibly. No, Coco's up in 10. I was like, I think they might have been able to end, but they don't take stuff fast enough, so that's inhib down. Camille saw the opportunity and just like a hook shot flashed onto an isolated Kokomo Breezy. It just blew him up with the combined CC. Actually, the delayed death is going to be really helpful for Rodham here because Baron's up in a minute 43. That allows really good like vision setup and denial time without a risk of a full 5v5, even with like the Grand Starfall in the back pocket. Still a 40-second death timer.
Yep, inhib down, support down for 32 seconds. Minute 27 on that timer, minute 48 on the Infernal Dragon, which again would be soul for Yeetus, would represent soul point then for RTM. Whew, a little bit of a break, and now finally the first minor gold lead of this game, it feels like, about 3,500 gold for RTM off of that fight. Weirdly, they didn't really take advantage to set up vision. It's going to be kind of an equal opportunity to contest, but it looks like RTM is going to maybe be able to swing in there first, or both teams are going to be more interested in this Infernal Dragon.
Right, I think that's kind of where the call is the soul. That might make Yeetus, if they were to acquire it, feel a lot better. Just the procs off of Caitlyn auto from long range and Syndra being Syndra as a champion.
Yeah, the bowling balls as well. Just a lot of siege tools for Yeetus. As Oath gonna find Nipples here. Dyslexic jumps over the wall with the hook shot. They're gonna look for the taunt. Nipples has no one collapsing to try to help out. That Redemption was looking for an aggressive play there for Oath, but they find the pick onto Nipples, and they're gonna get to set up for this dragon with 35 seconds. Nipples will be up about 2 seconds after it spawns. He'll have the Grand Starfall available. Dyslexic looking for more. They're gonna pull the trigger onto Alpha Kraka. He's gonna go ahead and throw up the stopwatch as he'll get taunted up immediately afterwards. Dyslexic has to use his as well. The sleep coming through. They'll find a trade kill, but Kokomo Breezy's super low. He'll be taken down. ROTM looks like they've found the fight that they need. Horny Yordle in trouble, trying to get to the blast cone, but it's not going to matter as Ryan Frugi shuts him down, and the push in mid eventually for ROTM might be the end of the game. We'll see if they can do it, or if Alpha Kraka and Nipples can hold. Or if they're not going to bother at all and they're going to go for the Infernal Dragon.
Yeah, looks like they're opting into the dragon. I feel like Oath needs to hold on to his redemption. Like clearly he was going for like the the kind of BM kill onto the cutout support for Yeetus, but like if Lily is dropping sleep, drop your redemption on yourself. Like keep yourself alive and safe.
Alpha Kraka hanging out around the side. The spear not quite there. That was relatively close though, as Gid able to smite it away. Soul point now for ROTM is Frugi aggressively taking away this red buff. But ROTM gonna roll toward the Baron. Everybody alive now for Yeetus Deletus, but I don't know that they'll have a big angle for the fight. They do have that pink ward back behind the Baron pit. That could be super key, as you could leave Horny Yordle or Big Schlong or Big Schlong back in the base. Look for that teleport on that ward if it's not spotted out here.
Right, and both of them clearly available. Oh, we're going.
Engage is Oath. Finds
That's a big man.
knock-up. They're going to get the Galio into the Camille as well. Big knockups. Horny Yordle and Alpha Kraken both going to fall to start the fight off. Big Schlong trying to kite this one back away. Gets one knockback, but Dyslexic able to hookshot through it. A double kill for the Camille. And Kokomo Breezy, the last hope for Yeetus Deletus, finds one kill, but it's not going to matter as he's taken down by the Galio. And that should be the game for ROTM as they're looking to push in toward that top side.
Right, Dyslexic has TP coming in. That should be all she wrote. No one up for 20 seconds.
Yeah, they're going to grab up these minion waves here. 17 left on Horny Yordle. They're trying to push in. They just don't have the minions yet. Oath going to tank up for a little bit. Dropping Nexus turret number 1. Yeah, it should potentially end right here. Horny Yordle might have an opportunity to try to save his season. We'll see if he can get in here. The ult in gets a double knockup. It's not going to matter, though. The Nexus falls for ROTM. They'll advance to the semifinals 2-0, and they'll face the Get Money Boys Saturday at 10 a.m., I believe. What a crazy series, though. Kind of an anticlimactic end, but boy, were those games both scrappy and all over the place.
Yeah, for sure. It's a shame we can't see like the gold graphs without like going back into a match history. I guess you could view on the web maybe, but because like both of those games were just all over the place.
Yeah, just I can't really overstate how crazy these games were. But congratulations to ROTM advancing 2-0. Again, they'll face the number 2 seed in the semifinals Saturday at 10. And for Yeetus Deletus, unfortunately, the end of the season, but a really good showing here in their quarterfinal match. Hopefully, we'll get to see them again. They were a team that played last season, and hopefully they'll come back as well. So yeah, that'll do it for gold. I don't know who won the other quarterfinal. It doesn't really matter. They're going to play GSM in that semifinal, I believe, at 1 p.m. In terms of other RTM news, our Platinum team is going to play at 10 a.m. for their semifinal on on Sunday, excuse me, against Quarantine Recovery Group. But yeah, that'll do it for Middlesticks GG for the year. Thank you, Winged, for joining us. Any last words for this series and for these teams? Yeah?
Yeah. Sorry, I was off in my own world, just trying to still absorb what the heck happened. I was like, I mean, yeah, well played. Back half of that game looked a lot cleaner for Rodham eventually. Like they were confident, just kept pulling and forcing the trigger over and over and over. And once they started getting picks, it was well cleaned up by them.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us here on the Middlesticks channel. That'll be our season, unfortunately, and we'll hope to see you guys. We've got some content planned for the off season, and go support the boys on the main GetRECt stream Saturday at 10 a.m. for gold, Sunday at 10 a.m. for plat. So, congratulations to the teams that advanced. Condolences for Team Zero and for Yeetus Deletus, both ending their season tonight. So. Thank you guys, and we'll see you sometime soon.
That fiddle thing is fantastic.